Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to Ashes to Empress. This is Rosa, and today we are looking at your March 2026. Sag, how are you guys holding up? You've had a bit of a tough start this year, didn't we? The highlighting card for your first trimester was Orphan. The sentiment, way too many cards here. The sentiment of being left on your own, being alone to go through something. Not being able necessarily to count on, people or organizations around you. There we are. Oh boy. And this continues the beginning for Sagittarius, envy. Let's take a look where that leads us. So a bit of a tough start. We have January that started you off right away with that Five of Wands, right? That conflict and change, that disruption to what you thought was going to come through this year. Chances are a disruption also to what you were looking to do, right? Wands represents the doing. Oh, we got another one here. Oh, beautiful. The moon. Okay, I love this for you. Moon, beautiful. We're getting better. Last month, February, was all about the tower energy. So either something was coming apart, something was crashing down, or something just didn't go through the way you were looking for it. Oh, there we have our Hierophant. You're hesitant, Sagittarius. You're very hesitant. Oh, but your ace is coming in. Okay, good. And there we have the Pentacles. Now we are ending the 3 months that are linked with the sentiment of orphaned. Okay, that sentiment of not quite, things are slower than usual. Things don't flow the way you need them to or you plan them to, okay? But for the month of March, we're finally moving off of the Five of Wands or the Tower moment. We're moving towards the 8th. Here we are, the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups means you are making a decision to move away from something, okay? For your own well-being. So whatever you went through January and February, now Sag, you are, ooh, Lady Justice. That just came out for, who is it? Scorpio in the exact position. So if you know a Scorpion, you might want to take that out. 3 of Wands, we are crossing a threshold. The Emperor. All right, we're looking up here. And there is your page. There is something new coming in here, okay? Sag, you're walking away from something. What are you walking away from, my dear? What is it? Was it following that Tower moment? What fell apart? Something. Whoop, too many cards here. Too many cards. I know you want to get messages across, but even we are limited on that. That Tower moment, what'd you lose during that Tower moment? What was released from your life? Because Tower moments, it's not a question of losing, right? It's a question of something being released that we ourselves were not willing to liberate. I oftentimes associate the Tower moment to a Sagittarian Saturnian energy of the universe decides we no longer need this, was waiting for us to do something about it. We didn't do anything about it. So it's like, you know what? Boom, done. Tower moment. You are too close to see. All right, you are too close to the situation, Sagittarius. What do you say? We dive in. We finally end this 3 months of orphaned emotions. Let's see what you're walking away from and where that's going to lead you, because one thing's for sure, you got an Ace of Cups here, Ace of Swords, and I want to get to that. But you're too close to the situation. You need to take a step back. So let's see how that is relevant for what's here. Hierophant and Justice card. 2 major arcanas along the lines with the Emperor who is coming up. 4 actually, the Moon. The Hierophant serves as a teacher. Okay, this is a spiritual teacher, a spiritual guide. This is bringing in knowledge, gaining new perspective. This is suddenly understanding that there's something greater than ourselves. This is calling out to the universe in order to then stop and listen, okay? So with the Hierophant card, some of you may be So we say we talk to the universe through prayer, we talk to God through prayer, whatever you wish to use as terminology, and then we listen through meditation. So this card generally represents more talking. This is also a Tauretian card. So it can also represent a Taurus in your surroundings, okay, or somebody who embodies the Taurus energy. This isn't a quick thing, okay? Taurus is about long and steady, okay? This is the endurance, putting in the work. So I feel that if this represents life lessons that you've been, then you've been on a path of possible even spiritual evolution with this card, okay? And the Justice card, well, it's this one represents Libra, right? So you actually have Taurus and Libra, which are two Venetian from Venus governed signs. So if this is embodying a relationship, then we have our Lady Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and everything that shines. All the pretty stuff. So this can very well mean a relationship, okay? We do have Taurus and Libra here. But if we're talking about you being on a path to spiritual growth and spiritual evolution due to whatever has happened, then we are talking about Lady Justice as the embodiment of truth and justice and what is right, the need for balance, the need for serenity. This can also be a card of, in this specific deck, the light glowing from the hands to the sun can also represent healing the right way, okay, properly healing if we are talking more matters of health, okay. This can be applicable in all parts of your life. This could be work, home, life, love, friends, children's, name it. See where this applies to you, okay. But definitely there is a evolution of some sort happening here. Something is being offered to you, Sag, in the month of March. Closer to, I feel, the second week here. And this being offered to you could be a promotion. We are talking cups, so we're talking a sentiment that should be fulfilling you, would bring you happiness and joy. I don't see pentacles here per se, so it may not be a raise, but it could definitely be something where you are being shown, you'll be more maybe valued or in the spotlight. This is something that could require traveling as well. We do have Three of Wands here, so the three amongst many things can speak about growth and evolution, expansion as well, but it can also mean that whatever this cup coming in, whatever this offer, would require you to travel. So this could be interesting for you, but you're hesitant on this, Sag. This is not something that you are jumping for joy and accepting right off the back. You are hesitant because I feel that a part of you at this point is actually debating whether you want to walk away from the situation as a whole. So if we're talking career example, now you are being put on this project that you will most probably gain, recognition, you'll be in the public eye, you'll be noticed more. And while the employer is offering you this, you're actually debating moving away. Because you're not moving away from something that's miserable. You're moving away from something that you've worked hard to gain. This is the Eight of Cups. This is something that you possibly even value, okay? And I feel that you are stumped. Sag, you're stumped here. Massively stumped because you are way too close to the situation to see. You're way too close to see. So what do we do? What do we do when we were ready to head in one direction and now a proposition comes in another? If this were to be a relationship, you're probably willing to leave or you're kind of like done with this and suddenly the other person proposes, you know? This is definitely the sentiment of we're pulling in two different directions. But there's an Ace of Swords, smack middle. And I can feel the sentiment, the orphan sentiment of being lost. I can feel the sentiment of you're not quite sure who to confide in or to consult in order to make this decision. I think this is going to be a tough decision for you because you were getting ready to go into one direction, and suddenly this is kind of like boomeranging you back, okay? So let's see what goes on right here. Ace of Swords, divine intervention, something coming in, a challenge, truth, decision. Do I take it? Do I not? You know, the card Sag can offer you guidance, but cannot take away your free will. So the decision is going to remain yours. But what advice do we have here? The advice is that, and it's so interesting that this card just came out right now, because on my way home, I actually listened to a podcast, and in this podcast, they were talking about the year of the fire horse and how in Chinese astrology, the horse, I don't want to get this wrong, hold on. The horse represents the heart, and in the culture, the heart of a society is the emperor. And I remember thinking to myself, there's a reason I am hearing this right now, because somebody in one of these readings is going to get an emperor, and it's going to be paired up with such a positive card that the message is going to be so strong that they cannot overlook this. And this is the exact moment why I had to hear that 3 hours ago. Because the only way, although the Ace of Swords represents your mind, the only way for you to make the right call, whether you need to walk away or accept the cup that's being given to you, is by summoning your emperor, summoning your heart. And here's the kicker. You ready for this connection? When I summon my heart, my emperor in the world, in the reality of the Chinese horoscope, my emperor, well, the heart is your sun. It is what shines. And your sun is within the reach of your own hands. Your own decision is going to bring about the sun. The own decision is going to bring about your happiness. Now, in my Justice card that just happened the week before here, the first week of March, she's blindfolded because Lady Justice doesn't need to see with her eyes. She sees with her intuition. She just knows, okay? And that's what you need to do here. In order to decide which outcome you need for you, whether do I walk away or do I accept the cup that's being offered, you need to get out of your mind. You need to go into your emperor, into your heart. The emperor is the authority. The emperor is not the one who is, in order to be the emperor in its positive form, this is someone who understands joy but not extremity. Okay, this isn't about the big bliss. This is joy. This is moderation. This is diplomacy. This is authority with balance and positive. This is he who looks out for his community, right? The heart, the soul, the center of who you are. Your community in this case is yourself. Are you going to leave for your well-being, or is this cup what you truly desire and want to take that venture to the next step? All this is telling us is the decision needs to be made with your heart, and you need to take a step back here because you're too close to the situation. You need to take a step back, not look at the situation in front of you, but look inside of you. Who is your emperor? You are. Your heart is. When the heart has done its decision, your Ace of Swords is going to be right there to have you execute and the decision you choose to do. And whichever one you choose is right for you, it will lead to something wonderful, okay? It is going to be the right call for you. because here I do have the card of the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles talks about the generosity of sharing. And again, we have our scales, right? We start off with scales, we still have scales. Be generous. So you will have the money, you will have the values to be generous. Okay, you won't struggle regardless of whichever choice you make. You will not struggle, you will be fine, you will have enough to even give. However, this card always does come with the warning of be mindful of what we give, right? We cannot, generosity cannot be at your own detriment either. So it is a bit of a careful card, a bit of a warning card, but it's telling me in this scenario that you are going to be financially just fine. If we're talking about exiting or taking the cup, it's going to be the right call for you. You just can't make that decision if you are way too close and you have not consulted the core of your heart and what your heart desires. Page of Wands promises that there is, whichever direction you take, there is a new beginning. There is a new message, possibly a message of clarity coming in for you. Or it can also be new opportunities to do something. This is Wands, right? So this is about passion and creativity, inspiration, your willpower. So your outcome is going to be positive because you would have done the right decision for yourself. Now, I have to take a step back and say this too. In detriment, the Emperor can also represent somebody of authority, really like not worried to be the big boss here. And yes, generally it's the male type of energy. So the boss, the worldly success, the authority, the power, and this may be somebody who can try to persuade your decision. Okay. If that's the case, then the Ace of Swords is definitely there to tell you you're still, regardless of this pressure, take a step back, do it right, and you will make the right decision, okay? And this is going to open up the next chapter of your life, because here with the Moon card, the Moon representing intuition, pretty much we're going back to Lady Justice here, just knowing what feels right, but you are setting yourself on a path, crossing my two towers here, crossing a threshold to something new and exciting and right for you. Now, the card we've been dreading, envy. Envy comes out when in our reality, when in the situation, there is someone who you must be careful with, okay? If this were to be work and you're getting an offer or you're leaving, be mindful of who you say this to. And equally, if you are planning on leaving a work, a situation, a relationship, don't say it to anyone, okay? Because this is a sentiment, although it's not the deceit card, this is envy. The person whose years this leaving may fall upon can, in this card, I don't know if you can see, she's holding a type of tray with coins and jewels on it. This person will not hesitate to use that information to gain the cup for herself, okay? And I'm saying hers is she or he, interchangeable here. But when this cup is being offered to you, it's going to ruffle somebody's feathers, Sag, okay? And if this person or a person who confides in them knows that you have the intentions on leaving, they may intercept this cup before the offer is done, and you'll never actually get the notion of making this choice for yourself, okay? So if you are planning on leaving a business, a partner, a friendship, whatever you're planning to exit, keep it to yourself, okay? March is not the month to say this to anyone. Even if you're not gonna, let's say it's a job, right? You're not planning on quitting in March. But just the notion of, you know what, I think I'm close to my end here. Next couple of months, I got to make a different decision. I'm done working here. Even just that vagueness, keep it to yourself. Because somebody in your surrounding is going to be envious of the cup coming in for you. Okay, this situation needs to roll out the way it needs to roll out without this intervening in this notion, because if not, then that person would have taken away a decision that actually belongs to you. So whatever you're planning on leave, just keep it to yourself, keep it to your heart, and it doesn't matter how much you want to be telling someone. For the month of March, I would say it is wisest to keep that personal. Sag. Clearly not all readings apply to all Sagittarius out there, so you take what resonates with you and you leave the rest. I do invite you to also take a look at your sun, moon, and rising sign, and if it is not done yet, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I hope that this guidance, these insights, gives you just a bit of help in navigating the situation. I know you're going to make the right decision for yourself. That Ace of Swords is within your reach. I have absolutely no doubt that you will make the right call. You just have to take a step back, take a look from a little further, assess the entire situation, and do right by you. That, my dear Sagittarius, is what I have for you. I wish you a lovely month of March, and I'll see you next time. Take care.